All right, we are ready to set up and begin to play Flamecraft. I've already done step one, which is to roll out the map. Oh man, I messed it up already. First thing we're going to do is set up our 6 starter shops. I'm going to keep it really simple here and just set them up straight across the top. Each of these shops are going to give me something for going to them. Like for example, over here, critical rolls gives me critical rolls like bread rolls. Gives me a slice of bread. We also have like fragile reptiles, which is going to give me some gems. They also each have a starting dragon. So this one here, they all actually have just matching starting dragons. So these dragons are going to sit down here in these matching spaces and basically give you a payout as well. So if I go to this iron right here, I get 1 iron for the shop and another iron for wingnut being here. So 2 iron for going there. So as you can tell, all the starters right here literally just give you 2 of everything they have. So if you go here, you're going to get 2 pieces of bread, 2 potions. That is not going to stay true the whole game. These can get kind of mixed up, and we could add dragons that have different symbols to these places. But for right now, it starts out nice and simple, just 2 of any resource when you go to them. Because this is solo mode, in the back of the book, there's a list of your extra shops you're going to take out. So there's a whole bunch of extra shops. We're going to take out 10 here, and they have great names like Saving Throw, Wishing Well, Nunya's Beeswax or Nunya's Beeswax. They all give you a reward, just like those shops up there. Some of them are rewards like coins or wilds, but also they give you a special ability for going to these. So these shops I'm going to add throughout the game are more powerful than the original shops out there for the most part. I'm going to take all of these, mix them up pretty well so I don't know which ones are which. Then I'm going to set it to the side of the board. It doesn't really matter until I reveal one what they are. So for right now, it's going to stay right there on the side of the board. Now there are a bunch of tokens and goods. Like you saw the resources out there. Each one of them has a bunch of tokens. Really nothing fancy about this. Just there's going to be a bunch of iron and there's going to be a bunch of herbs. There's going to be a bunch of bread. Now we have our artesian dragons. These dragons here are actually exactly the same as the dragons out there. They have different names and unique art on them, like Cinnabon and Brisket and Shale and Flameba and Blossom and Honey. They have different names, but they kind of do the same thing. One thing I didn't mention out here is these dragons actually all have a special ability. So if you go to the shop, I'll show you how in a little bit here, but you could also do this dragon's special ability, which is draw another dragon card, whereas the iron dragon over here, it lets you gain 2 more of any resource at that location. So these are the same thing. What you're going to do is shuffle these up and make a pile of them over here. Basically, as the game goes along, I'm going to be acquiring those dragons there and then using them when I go to shops to make the shops more powerful. So for example, I could put a 3rd leaf, a 3rd herb right there at that shop. So then I can get 3 when I go there in the future. Or I could even put that, let's see, right here. See this shop here, the diamond shop has the herb symbol. So the herb dragon can go here. So when I go here, I could get 2 diamonds in herb and use this special ability if I want to. For a solo game, we're going to throw out 1 of each type of dragon. So I'm going to take 6 dragons or 6 types of shops, 1 of each type of dragon, throw it out of the game. I'm going to put all the rest of the dragons here, but I'm going to reveal 5 face-up dragons. I'm going to stay over here in the park. And when I draw dragons later on, I'll be able to draw from the park or from the top of the pile here. And there's also something called fancy dragons. These are basically endgame score dragons. What you're going to do in solo mode only, you're going to flip over to the back here, and it gives you a list of the ones you start with. You don't have any, all of them aren't available. There's only a list of 12 you can start with. I'm with these fancy dragons right here. I'll be drawing them in a minute. They'll give me some sort of endgame task or a mid-game task or goal that'll score me some extra victory points. All right, we are almost done with setup. Right now, I have my enchantments, which is another major part of the game. But these enchantments out here, I'm just going to tell you the basic idea. I'll explain the turn to you in just a second. But what these enchantments are going to do, I'm going to be able to buy them to make the shops better. Just like you can put more dragons in the shops, I can also enchant the shop. So for example, if I spend 1 leaf and 1 diamond, I can buy this bread enchantment and put it behind there, and now the bread shop gives me another piece of bread, and also enchanting does some other cool stuff we'll talk about in a second. Then I get to decide my player color. So there are all these great colored dragons out here. This is a great looking game. Hopefully the camera does it justice. This game is superb looking. So I'm going to choose a dragon out of here. I always play blue in games if I can, but I'm afraid since there are two blue options, I'll confuse some people on the camera. I might confuse myself too. So I want to pick this red one right here. I'm going to get a red score marker, and I will be the red dragon and do my best to remember that I'm red and not blue, because there are two blues, and I just think that might be a little confusing for the playthrough. Okay, I start out with 3 artesian dragons. I'm going to start out with a herb, a meat, and a iron dragon there. I also get 2 fancy dragons. I get to keep one and put one on the bottom of the stack. I'm going to take this one here, and we'll talk more about that in just a minute. Oh yeah, a bunch of coins also start in the well, and that's just a resource I can gather as the game goes along. Okay, now that setup is aside, I'm going to give you a few of the key points of gameplay, then explain some more of the small details as the game goes along. But the main thing I want you to focus on is this enchantment deck right here. This is the most obvious way, for the most part, to score points. So if I can gather 1 meat, 2 bread, and 3 iron, I can buy this enchantment. And like I said earlier, stick it behind the enchantment shop. It will make the enchantment shop better. There'll be some more things we'll do. But also, if you can see right here, it will give me 6 victory points. So I will come over here to my heart and move up to the 6. That is the main way I'm going to be scoring points. I'm going to be doing things like this one right here. Lets me draw a dragon, but gives me 4 victory points. So this is victory points. I want to try to move around this track as much as I can. Again, the primary, most obvious way to do that is with the enchantment. I'm also going to have a few other ways of scoring victory points, like these fancy dragons here. This one right here says score 6 victory points if I can have a shop with 3 of the same dragon. I can have like 3 herb dragons or 3 potion dragons all in the same shop. I'm going to get 6 victory points right away. So there's going to be a few other ways to pick up victory points with the fancy dragons. And that deck is right there. And I have opportunities to draw more of those as the game goes along. So on every single turn, I will decide whether I want to gather or whether I want to enchant. Often I will be gathering. So when you gather, you're going to go to one of these shops. Like I go to the shop right here. I would collect the resources. So right now, 2 potions. I can also then place a dragon. If I'm holding a dragon that matches one of these symbols, I'm holding a potion, I'm holding a diamond, or a diamond, any of those. Right now, I'm not holding any of those, so I couldn't do it. So that would be a good shop for me. But if I am, I can place that dragon. There's a little reward there, like a coin, or this one here, fancy dragon. You place a dragon, then you can use a dragon ability, and then you can use a shop ability. There's no shop abilities right now. That's this deck that's off to the side of the board right now. Get new shops as the game goes along. But basically what you do is you're going to go to a shop, get the resources, place a dragon, use a dragon ability, and then if there is a shop bonus, use a shop bonus. But if you take your entire turn to enchant, what you will do is you'll pay the resources to enchant, buy an enchantment card, put that in the place it goes, like the green one has to go into the green one, but then you get to activate all the dragons there. So if there was a shop that had 3 dragons and you put an enchantment on that, you would get to use the ability of all 3 of those dragons. And the end of the game is going to be triggered when I run out of either enchantments or I run out of these dragons that, you place on the board out there. There are a few things that are going to be happening because I'm playing on solo mode. There's a way the solo game is going to be drawing some of these cards. We'll just kind of hit that as we go along. I think we have enough information to get started. Okay, first up here, I'm going to try to get some of the resources I need to do this enchantment. It's worth 6 points, which is a ton. So I'm going to take my guy here and I'm going to go to the diamond shop, Fragile Reptile. And it says I get 2 diamonds for going there. They might be called gems. I'm going to call them diamonds for right now. So there are my 2 gems. Yay for Ryan. So I went to this shop right here. I get the 2 gems because there's 2 gems right there. And now I can place a dragon from my hand into one of those spots if they match. And right now, the only one that matches is I have this herb dragon. See the little herb symbol? There's one on either one of those. So I can either go here and get a free coin, or I can go to here and I can get a fancy dragon. I think for right now, I actually want to go here and get the free coin. This is like a wild I can use whenever I want. And then I can fire up one of the dragons. And this dragon right here says getting 3 different goods, which basically means 1 of 3 different goods. And I can actually afford this next turn if I get a potion and I get a iron and I get a diamond. So if I get those 3 resources here and I spend my gold next turn as a wild, I could actually already afford this. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I could try. Okay, then for solo mode, the end of the turn, you're going to refresh the park. So if I had taken a dragon, I'm going to fill it back up to 5. I did not take a dragon, so I'll just leave it there. Now I'm going to reveal one of the dragons. This is completely unique to solo mode, but it keeps the game moving along. When you reveal a random dragon, I'm going to place it in the first spot that matches. This is a meat dragon. The first spot that matches is boom, right there. Now I'm going to put it in Draco Bell, and it's a red dragon. So actually, lucky me, I'm the red dragon. So if it wasn't the red one, you would move a dragon, like I take another color and put it on that shop, and that actually can block me in the future. But it's not. I actually just put that right there. And so I'm putting this in a spot. What this does is actually kind of good for you. It puts more dragons out there. Now, it does bring the game closer to finishing, because once these dragons are gone, the game's over. But it also helps you finish up some of the shops and put more dragons out there so that you can like get more resources when you go to them. Okay, then I look over here at the enchantments and I say, are there any red enchantments that match that dragon? No. So I actually kind of lucked out. Nothing gets enchanted this turn. We just end the turn. We're back to my turn now. I think since there are so many iron things out here, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Smith Mart. And while I'm there, I'm going to grab 2 iron. I also get to place a dragon. So I'm going to place my shale right here. And he is going to give me, set symbol matches. He's going to give me another coin. And then also by doing that, now I can fire up one of the dragons. All the iron dragons just say, grab 2 resources of a dragon that is there. They're all iron, so I'm going to grab 2 more iron right now. So I got a pretty good collection of iron, which I think will just help me going forward, because this needs iron, that needs iron, that needs iron, everything. So a lot out there right now. Okay, end of the turn, they're going to first refresh. There's nothing to refresh. They're going to flip one over. They're going to place it in the first available spot. So the first available diamond right now is this one right here. They go right there. Now they're going to take that dragon that matches, this one right here, and place it in that shop. So now if I want to go to that shop in the future, I got to give a good basically back to the game. In the real game, you have to give the other player a good. So this kind of simulates the other player standing there. So that goes there. I look at the enchantments and say, oh, hey, look, none of the enchantments are diamonds. So actually, they actually don't enchant again this turn. So for my next turn, I really want to show you how this works. I'm going to enchant on my next turn already. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to take an iron and give it back to the game because, well, it's the game's iron, because I went to a spot that already has a dragon on it. And now I'm going to do an enchant. I want to do this enchantment right here. So I have to spend 2 iron and 3 diamonds. So that gets spent right there. I'm going to place this behind the shop. Before I do that, let me notice there are 4 victory points here, like that, and also I get to draw a dragon. That is my reward for doing the enchantment. I think I'm going to draw this bread dragon right here. Now, because I enchanted, I get to fire up all the dragons in the shop. So I'm going to fire up this one right here, which tells me I can swap with any other dragon in town. I think I'm going to swap with the bread dragon right here. Now I get to fire the bread dragon up, and which is draw another dragon. So I think I'm going to draw the diamond one right here. Then I get to fire up this, the jeweler, which tells me I can draw 3 of 3 different resources. Remember, that's what I did earlier. I get 1 of 3 different resources. I think I'm going to get iron, herbs, and potion. Okay, end of my turn. Now I'm going to refresh the 2 dragons I drew, so it's back to 5. Then once again, I'm going to flip over a dragon, go to the first available spot for meat, which is all the way over there. Once again, I'm kind of lucky it's red. So that's me. So I don't move myself there. So just nothing happens. Okay, then they're going to look at the enchantment option and say, well, there are still no enchantments with red. This is an extremely lucky start to the game for me. So that is done. At the end of the game, we're going, or not end of the game, end of the turn, we're going to flip over an enchantment. Now there is a red out there. So for my next turn, I think I'm going to head back to the diamond here, because I still have a lot of things that have to do with diamonds, and I have to draw. Oh, wait, I forgot about my dragons here. I think I'll do it anyway. So I get 2 diamonds and I get 1 leaf. Just so you know, you can't go to the same spot twice. So I actually wouldn't be allowed to stay in that same spot. Unfortunately, I can't place any of these dragons because none of them literally fit there, but I can still fire one up. So I'm going to fire this one up here. I'm getting 3 different goods. I'm going to go for, my plan is still this one. So I'm going to get a diamond. I already have the other 2 things, or I could do this one. So I'm going to get a bread, a diamond, and I guess a meat, because I don't have any meat right now. I still have the 2 gold here, which will give me some wilds if I need it. So I got that right there. That is the end of my turn. So I fired up. There's no shop ability yet. So now they're going to go. They're going to flip over 1. Are there any diamond spots left? There is. They're right here. Diamond right there. The diamond dragon is actually already there. They're going to look down here. And again, they don't have any enchantments. This is actually pretty good for me so far. But something special happened we haven't seen yet. And they finished all 3 dragons of a shop. So if a shop ever becomes completely finished, like this one right here, all 3 spots are full, either by me or the solo opponent, you get out the little deck we made earlier of all the new shops, and we're going to draw one. So we're going to flip over a new shop and put it right here. So now we've unlocked a new area to go to in town. This spot right here, I'm going to do this a little backwards. You're supposed to do it this way. Put the cards like this if players are sitting around, but because it's on camera and everyone's right side up here, I'm going to do it this way, and just it's a little backwards. That's okay. This person here gives you 1 meat for going there, which you've already kind of have a spot that gives a meat, but a couple things are different. If I place extra dragons on the spot, they're even better. Like this dragon right here, 1 meat dragon gives me 3 victory points. This one here gives me a fancy dragon, 2 victory points for any dragon, but also the new shops are all going to have special abilities. So I can place a dragon ignoring icons and gain the list of rewards plus 2 coins. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before. That's pretty cool. So my shop ability at the end of my turn is I can place a dragon. I can ignore the icon, so any dragon can go anywhere. And then also, I get 2 more coins when I do it. So really, really good bonuses for these shops. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. Let's go to the new ones. I'm going to go right here. I gain 1 meat for going there. That's all. Not much. I now get to place a dragon, and I can do a meat, a bread, or I can do a wild here. I think I want more dragons in my arsenal, so I'm going to place this one right here. I covered up a fancy dragon symbol, so I'm going to draw 2 fancy dragons, pick one out. I think will be good. This one here will give me bonus points for different unique enchantments in town, so I think that one seems pretty good. I got Sparkle and Dazzle. Okay, so I placed the dragon, and I also now get to fire up one of the dragons there. So right now, that's the only one there, so I'm going to fire up that one. I guess I will draw something I don't have now, which is an iron dragon right here. And then I get to use the shop bonus. The shop bonus says place a dragon, ignoring icons, and we get the reward plus 2 more coins, which is crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and put a brisket right here, 3 victory points, 1, 2, 3, and 2 coins, which is a bonus I get for that one. So I'm going to use 2 coins right here. And that is my turn. The solo opponent is going to flip over this to fill out the 5 that always stay here. They're going to flip over a new dragon, and the first available spot is right there. Now we're also going to look over here at the enchantments, and finally the solo game is actually did an enchantment. So check this out. This one right here, the one I was actually kind of going for. I kind of took a risk not doing it last time. I wanted to go here instead, but yeah, risk did not pay off. They stole this enchantment from me. They're going to do this enchantment. They don't get the victory points, but they just steal my ability to do this. Going to go back there. We're going to replenish that. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. When the purple went right here, the purple dragon goes to that spot. So now that is going to be one of the spots I have to pay a coin to go to from now on. Not a coin, but pay a good or a coin. All right, let's not let the other big enchantments slip away I've been saving up for. So this one right here is going to cost 3 diamonds, 2 iron, and 1 potion. And I'm going to put this back here. It gives me 6 victory points, which is pretty cool right off my bat. Just 6 victory points. I also get to fire up every single dragon in that zone, which isn't that cool. It's just 1 right now. So it's kind of a lame enchantment, but that's okay. This says give a gift to another player of a good and get 2 victory points for each one. So I'm just going to pick one that I don't think I will need in the near future, which is going to be... Let's do a leaf. So I'm going to have a leaf, an herb away. I just throw it into the game pile, and I get 2 victory points for it. So it is cool, but I wish there was like 3 there, because I could have done all 3 at the same time. Right on to their turn. Nothing to refill over here. Flip. Actually, I messed up. Last time we finished that dragon spot up, I should have flipped over a new shop. I will just put this here so I don't forget. We'll do it this time. Flip over this. Go to the first spot that can handle meat, which is right there. Again, it's red. It's been like a million times over. It's been red, so I can't move myself. I should be moving a dragon every time, but I'm not. Just so I don't forget, I'm going to grab another shop and put it over here because they unlocked another shop. So shops unlock pretty quickly. As you can see, like it picks up pretty fast. They're also going to enchant. So they did the red dragon. So the red one gets enchanted. We're going to put this. If there's 2 options, I'm pretty sure I get a pick. I'll put up on the screen whether I'm right or wrong, but I get a pick where it goes. I'm going to put this right here to make this new shop even better. So it does stink they stole my enchantment, but it can be kind of a good thing too, because now the shop is more powerful. So I'm going to replenish the enchantment deck. I'm going to slide this stuff down because camera space is going to be an issue in this game, but that's okay. I'm going to put some new shops in here. So we have Saving Throw. Saving Throw is an iron shop, which is cool. It gives you an iron for going there. You have a couple of different ways to score, just like this shop had at the bottom, but the ability is place a dragon in town, anywhere in town. If you fill a shop to put the third one in a shop, you get 4 victory points. That's kind of a cool one to get a few extra victory points. This one here, Tip the Scales, gives you a diamond, but also you can pay 2 diamonds to convert goods 1-to-1 ratio into hearts. This says unique goods. So if you had, like, I guess I could spend 2 diamond and then throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of goods away and then convert them into victory points. Maybe kind of like an end game score thing you might want to do to pick up a few points at the end. Okay, I think I'm going to go right back to this here. And the reason why is I get 3 meat for going there and 1 bread, which is a lot of resources already. I also get to place a dragon. This isn't any dragon, so I can place either Rusty or I think I'm going to do the Diamond Dragon because they're so powerful. I'll also show you why in a second here. Covering this up gives me 2 victory points. Then I get to fire up a dragon. The draw 3 goods is awesome. However, I want to make sure I keep dragons in my hands. I think I'm going to actually grab another dragon. I'm going to get Blossom here. And then I get to do the shop special ability. The shop special ability says place a dragon, ignoring icons, and gain the reward listed +2. And so I'm going to 2 coins. It's a lot of coins. I'm going to put Rusty here. I think what I want to do is put him right there and get, it's hard to know. I'm going to put him in the victory point 1. 1, 2, 3 victory points. I also finished the shop, so at the end of the turn, we have another shop to place out there. Again, like I said, the shops go crazy. You get so many shops so quickly. There's a total of 12, though. A total of 12 in a solo game. So I already have 9 out there. So this is my third to last one, no matter what. That is my turn. So we're going to go on to their turn. We're going to refill this. Then they're going to flip one over. It is diamond, which does not go anywhere until this wild right here. They're going to take this dragon and put it on there. Then look up here for diamond enchantments. There aren't any diamond enchantments, so their turn is over. We're going to reveal a new shop. You see how once I went over the rules for a little bit, it started off kind of slow, but now you can see once I got into it, this game is really fast and really smooth. Kind of like crazy once you start playing. Like after I did a few runs of it, I was like, oh, you can play a solo game of this in like 20-30 minutes if you're moving kind of fast. So it does start going pretty quickly. Okay, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to enchant, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to enchant up here. So I want to do this one right here. It costs 3 meat and also 2 of the herbs. I don't have 2 of the herbs. I'm going to spend 1 of my coins, unfortunately. Coins are endgame victory points, and so I don't really want to spend them, but I'm going to. I'm going to enchant this one way up here. Oh, before I forget, 4 victory points in the dragon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also get to draw a dragon. I'm going to do a flame dragon, actually. And then this says I can place a dragon in town. I enchant it. So when you enchant, you do all 3 dragons. That's probably the most confusing thing about the game for new players is when you go to a spot like gathering, you get to fire up 1 dragon. When you enchant, you do all 3. So I get to take this and I get to swap anything first. I'm actually going to take this one right here and I'm going to swap with this brisket over here. And this actually lets me fire up all 3 of these, which is kind of a waste because I'm not going to be able to do all 3. I only have 2 dragons. However, all 3 dragons right there, all 3 dragons right there are the same type. And I have this special endgame score thing, which lets me get 6 victory points if all the dragons in one spot are the same type. So I immediately get 6 victory points. That one is completed. So the moment some of the ones happen during the game, the moment that's done, boom, 6 victory points. That's worth it. I get to place now 3 dragons. I only have 2 to place, but it's possible I can place one and cover up something and let me draw more dragons. Nope, doesn't look like it. So I'm going to place this herb right here. It'll give me another fancy dragon. I'll draw 2. I'm going to take Taylor right here. When I place a dragon, I get another victory point for every of that type in town already. That's a fancy dragon. I get to place 1 more flame dragon here, and I'm going to put that right here on this wild, and it gives me a coin right there. All right, on to the solo opponent's turn. We're going to flip one there, and we're going to do a new one. This goes on that herb spot right there, which is going to trigger yet another one. I'm going to move my resources off the board almost because I'm running out of room quickly here. So we're going to trigger another one of these. I also place, what did I just now do? I already forgot. Oh, by doing that, the green dragon is going to go right there. And then also we're going to look for green enchantments, which there aren't any green enchantments. So that's good. We're going to reveal a new enchantment. There's a green one now. By the way, you check for their enchantments before you replenish your own you deal in your turn. So actually I did it the right way. So got another spot right there. All right, I think I'm going to go to potable potions up here. It's just so powerful. I mean, look at this, 3 potions right there on the top for the enchantment. So 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a bread and 2 diamonds. I can't place any dragons because there's none available, but now I get to fire up one of those dragons. I can do anything I want to. I have enough to afford this already, so I might just get to where I can draw another dragon. However, I'm almost out of, I guess I got new spots for dragons to go now, so maybe I will get Flint. I think Flint will be helpful. So that's my turn. We're going to flip over one of these. We're going to reveal, oh, there you go, right there. The last shop will be revealed at the end of the turn. They finished that, so the dark blue dragon's going to go there. You can see lots of things are kind of getting clogged up, and now they're going to take one of these enchantments. So I get to pick which one. I want to save that one for myself, so they're going to get Joe Forgeman here. It's going to go under one of the spots that supports iron, which I guess I'll put under this one right here. And again, they don't score points for that. They're just taking away points that I could potentially score. All right, I got to officially move my stuff off the screen because the final shop is going into town. Actually, I got to put my stuff over here. Oh, I just realized my phone almost died. So I just went up there and checked it, and it was like very close. So I have a wire hanging up here now to try to charge it and keep it all running right now. So again, that would be a nice upgrade up there if I could somehow not have to worry about my phone that I can't really see the screen of trying to record my board and then possibly dying from low battery in the middle of a playthrough. So that was close. Everything seems okay right now though. Okay, so on my turn, I'm just going to go back over here to Joe Forgeman. I'm going to do another enchanting, 3 potions and 2 meat. In this one here, once again, since I get 4 victory points, 1, 2, 3, 4, I get to draw a dragon. I think I would get one of these bread dragons out here. I'm going to put this over here. So now I have spell cast iron with Joe Forgeman. So I'm going to get a lot of iron I go here. But also, just like before, when I enchant, I get to fire up all the dragons that are here. So I can get 2 of any resource of the dragons that are here. So I could get let's get 2 meats back. I think it's a good idea. Let's get 2 meat. Then also I can place a dragon in town. So let's see here. If I do this one right here, it is just 3 victory points. So that's pretty safe bet. So let's go 1, 2, 3 victory points like that. All right, on to their turn. Before they go though, check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I forgot how to count. When this runs out, the game is over. So remember how early in the game I told you they weren't drawing a lot of enchantments? Well, they were drawing artesian dragons. When one of those 2 piles ran out, the game is over. So this refills, then they're going to throw one of these into town somewhere. So right there, the green dragon is going to go onto that spot right there. They're going to check for green enchantments, and there is a green enchantment actually. So this is going to get enchanted. And that used that up, so they're going to flip over 2 of these now. And the game's getting pretty close to finish. I actually probably don't want to draw too many of these dragons over here because I don't want to make the end of the game come any faster than it has to come. So I kind of noticed right now that I'm really close on both these enchantments. I'd love some potions and some leaves before I go there. So is there anywhere out there I can get potions and I can get leaves? I think my best bet might just be going back to potable potions. I want to say portable potions, but potable potions. Collecting all the resources there, which is diamonds and bread and 3 potions. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to activate one of the dragons. I'm going to activate the diamond one, and I will grab a green potion there. I'm also going to grab a meat. I get 1 of 3 different resources. I wish I could grab 2 of those, but I'm going to grab another iron for that. I'm not going to draw any more dragons because I feel like that's going to be the way the game's going to get triggered. You don't really know the end of the game's going to get triggered until you get to this point. You're like, oh man, we don't have very many of those, but we have fewer of those. So draw a dragon. This is going to go in the first spot available right there. The purple dragon is going to move down here. We're going to check for purple enchantments, and there aren't any, so we are right back to my turn. Okay, so I'm going to go for this enchantment right here. I'm going to go to Fragile Reptile. This is going to give me 8 victory points. Sorry, 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It costs 3. Oh my goodness, I already forgot. It costs 3 potions, 2 meat, and a bread. 2 meat and a bread. So it costs all of that. That goes away. But now I enchanted, so I fire up everything in that spot. So I'm going to get not the resources, but to fire up all the dragons. I get 2 giver resources for 2 victory points. I'm going to give away 2 resources. I think 2 diamonds. So give me 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I also can claim 1 of 3 different resources. I definitely want a leaf for sure because I want to do that one. I don't need the bread. I don't need the diamond. I'm going to get another iron because I might go for this one. And there's bread there. So I get the bread there as well. And then also I have a special fancy dragon over here that says when I place one, I can get a victory point for every unique enchantment in town. When I enchant, I can get 1 for every unique enchantment in town. There's actually 1 of each type. There's an iron, there's a meat, there's a diamond, there is a leaf, there's a potion, and there's a bread. So that is 6 more victory points. And we're on to their turn. Nothing to replenish over here. We flip one, it goes around, and this goes right there. Now they did finish a shop. We were at our max shop, so nothing more is going to flip out. The light blue dragon is going to go here. Going here and now it cost me 2 goods to go there. And they look for those over here. There is one of these. I get to pick where it goes. I might as well stick with where we are. And we are going to replenish 2 enchantments. So we are suddenly down to only 3 more enchantments. So 3 enchantments and 3 dragons. So we are really close to the end of the game. Just a couple more turns here. Okay, I'm going to try to get as many victory points as I can. So I'm going to go here. I'm shooting for this one right here, which is 3 bread, 2 leaves, and a diamond. Like that. And then this is going to go where I am, right there. And that gives me 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get to fire up all the dragons, which I think I will draw. I think I will draw at this point because we're almost out of both of these. I think I'm going to draw this right here. Oh, I actually already have one of those. Ooh, I forgot about that. I already have one of these. So, ooh, I don't know what I want to do. I think I will draw one of those anyways. I get 1 of 3 different goods from this dragon. I definitely want a bread, so I can afford that one there. I suppose I should also take a meat for that and maybe a leaf. So bread, leaf, meat. Then I'm going to do a swap. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to swap out with a fire dragon because the fire dragon lets me place anything anywhere in town. I'm doing this for a few reasons. I could go for endgame score. I could also go for 3 victory points right now. So I could get more for this, or I could guarantee this here. I don't know which is best, to be quite honest with you. So I'm going to place, I'll go for the endgame score. Why not be risky? We'll flip over 1 more fancy dragon here. And then also, when I place a dragon, I have this fancy dragon I already had, I can score 1 victory point for every dragon of the same type. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 more victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to flip over my new fancy dragons and pick one. Okay, this is interesting. Each dragon I could fire up this turn. Like if I enchant, I can fire up 3. I could choose to not fire them up and get 2 victory points. So I might actually do that one on my next couple turns here. Maybe that would be a good way to get a few extra victory points here. So we're going to replenish. Oh, almost ended the game. This goes to right there. And then the purple dragon is going to travel right here. There's no purple enchantments, thankfully, so we're going to fill that up. And back to my turn. Okay, I know I gave up on the spot earlier, but I'm just going to go back there. I have to pay 1 good because there's already a dragon there, so I'm going to throw that away. I'm going to do this enchantment right here. There are my resources for it. This one here says I get 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also draw a dragon. And it doesn't matter because they're going to end the game. The game will end at this turn anyway when they do this. So I might as well draw a dragon. It doesn't hurt me to draw one. So I think I'm going to draw one that I can use. So I will do this, I guess. And I get the 4 victory points. I'm also going to do this. And like I said, I have the ability to each one I could fire up this turn, I could get 2 victory points instead. So is that worth it this turn? This guy here, Mulch, give me 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. So I shouldn't do that one. Roxanne here, if I do that ability and place it, that's 3 more victory points. 1, 2, 3. So I guess I will not use this ability yet. Maybe I'll use it next turn. I get this right here is 2 of any resource that's already there. Is there any enchantment I can do next turn? I could go for this one. Oh, is this crunch time? The game is almost over. How about I go for... Ooh, so many decisions. The smelting pot could not be blocked. I could get 2 meat. Let's do that. 2 meat like that, and I'll spend some of my gold if I need to. So that's that. End of the game is going to be triggered. We're going to flip this over and fill us up. They can't do that, so the end of the game has been triggered, and I have 1 final turn. There's nothing to flip. So yeah, this is my last turn of the game. So I will do 1 final enchantment. I'm going to do this smelting pot right here. I'm going to go here because why not? I'm going to put this right there. I have to spend my resources, which I forgot already. 3 meat, 2 diamonds, and a leaf. I'll have to spend a gold coin for that one I can afford right there. That one gives me 6 more victory points. Where's that at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And I get to fire up all 3 dragons. But I'm going to spend my card right here, which says instead of firing up a dragon, I can get 2 victory points. I'm going to do it for all 3 of those. So I will get 6 more victory points right now. And you actually skip their turn at the end of the game because it wouldn't make a difference. You don't actually do their final enchant because they don't score victory points in their enchant, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so then end of the game, I have a total of 50 plus 36 points. Well, I have 86 points right there. I revealed all my fancy dragons, but all my dragons were things that I revealed during the game. These were all like during the game ones. It's kind of interesting. Probably half of these in here have the moon symbol, which are end game only scored. You would reveal them and surprise people. I didn't have any of those. I mean, it's a solo game, so I wasn't surprising anyone. Anyway, and I also get a victory point for every coin I have left over at the end of the game, which is just 3. So I have a total of 89 points, which you might think is bad, but it's actually way better than I normally do. I'm unfortunately 1 point away from Master the Flame. I scored 75 to 89 points. It's a second tier, just a flame keeper. So 1 point away. However, I'm very thrilled about that. And I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. First of all, if I was actually doing like the solo campaign, I would now get an achievement. Remember I told you at the beginning of the game in solo mode, you pick out certain shops, you pick out certain dragons, and you only play those in solo mode. Well, as you do the achievement system, you get achievements. I could pick out 1 achievement. So I would now get to use something else. So I could say, I want to do this achievement right here, and it would unlock different dragons, unlock different shops to use in the solo mode. So it's kind of a cool way to do solo mode. It's sort of modular. If you want to do it that way, you can play it over and over and over again until you unlock all the achievements. The other reason I'm really happy though is because I've never come close to scoring that much. I've always done really, really poorly. Like I have never scored even 75 before, so I haven't even been eligible for achievements. Oh, sorry. Let me say that again. I don't get to just randomly unlock an achievement. I had to fulfill one of these things. So I fulfilled 12 shops in town. So I would be allowed to unlock that achievement because I can unlock a total of 1 in whatever goals I fulfilled. So this goal here is unlock 12 shops in town. This goal here is have 6 bread dragons in town. So I get to unlock something because of the thing I did, but you also have to score enough to be able to unlock something. You can't like score really badly and then still unlock. But anyways, back to what I was saying was I thought, just a little insider, I thought you could have a total of 7 total resources was your hand limit. At the end of the turn, I thought you had to throw away everything you had more than 7. But then I was rereading and realizing that it's 7 of each resource. So it's actually really friendly. You can't hoard like 20 of one resource, but it's 7 of each. You could have like 6 diamonds and 4 meat and 3 bread. That's why I think I struggled so much to get to 75 points before, because I was at the end of the turn always discarding down the 7, which was really, really tight. And honestly, this was a lot more fun just to be able to gather resources and not worry too much about getting too many, because so many spots by the end of the game you go to, they might give you like 6 resources per spot. Thanks so much for hanging out, checking out the video. I'm so glad you watched it, and hopefully you had a good time seeing this awesome little cute game, Flamecraft. See you in the next one.